What's up YouTube, it's your boy Nash here, welcome back to the channel, and today I have an updated Phantom Knight deck profile for you guys. Now, the last build that I had, I was running a sort of like a psychic type package, but I decided to cut it out simply because you really don't need the psychic package to go into your Xyz plays. You're pretty much just guaranteed to go into your Xyz plays just with cards, you know, just off of cards like Kagemusha Knight into like Silent Boots or Kagemusha Knight into like Stained Greaves or whatever. Like if you open with Kagemusha Knight, you essentially just have your Xyz play right there. So hopefully you guys enjoy this deck profile, and if you guys do enjoy and you guys want to see more deck profiles in the future, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, give this video a thumbs up, and follow me on Twitter and on Instagram. The links are going to be, as always, in the description below. And if you guys have any fan mail that you guys want to send me, and you guys want me to open it up on the channel, the info will be in the description as well. As always, I will be posting the deck list on Instagram, so again, check out my Instagram, link is in the description. And if you guys hear music in the background, I've got Zelda's Lullaby from Twilight Princess. No copyrights, you guys know how this works with the algorithm, and you guys can understand of why. Let's get straight into it. First up, we have 2 copies of the Phantom Knights of Cloven Helm. This card is actually pretty good because this is sort of like an extender of the whole deck. So its effect reads if a Phantom Knights card or cards is sent to your graveyard, this card gains 500 attack. You can banish the card from your grave during the end phase of the turn. Add a Phantom Knights card from your grave to your hand. You can only use each effect once per turn. So again, it's basically an extender where you're able to further your plays just by having Cloven Helm in your graveyard, which allows you to add pretty much any of your Phantom Knight cards. It could be any of the monsters. It could be the rank up magic launch, or any of the traps that you may have in the deck. So it acts, as I said, as an extender. And because that this card and this next one that I'm going to talk about are the only level 4s in the deck, I would easily have access to cards like to some of my Xyz plays, such as cards like Raider's Knight, Time Thief Redoer, and even also Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon. Yes, I'm actually running this card in the deck. You'll know why here in a bit, once we get to the extra deck. Next up, we have 2 copies of the Phantom Knights of Fragile Armor. This is actually yet another extender, which is really cool. So its effect reads: if a face-up Phantom Knights monster you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can banish this card from your grave and send a Phantom Knights card from your hand to the grave. Draw 1 card. So again, it's basically Cyber Dragon. It's basically a Cyber Dragon where you can just summon it in defense, and your opponent would have no choice but to send pass, which would then allow you to normal summon the Cloven Helm, go into your Raider's Knight, trigger its effect, detach the Cloven Helm, and go into the Arc Rebellion Xyz Dragon, and you're able to banish Cloven Helm to add, I'll say Fog Blade to your hand right off the bat, which is really cool, really cool. Next up, we have a single copy of the Phantom Knights of Stained Greaves. This is actually not too bad of a card. Hang on, sorry guys, I have to move my desk and my camera. Okay, there we go. There you go. Sorry guys, I had to move my desk and my camera, and my phone went off. Okay, there we go. Anyway, so Stained Greaves is kind of an interesting card. its effect reads: if a Phantom Knights monster is special summoned to your field except during the damage step, you can special summon this card from your hand. Then you can increase the level of this card by 1. You can banish the card from your grave. Special summon a Phantom Knights monster from your hand except this card. Then increase its level by 1. You can only use each effect once per turn. So if you were to have, let's say, let's say for example, I'll say Cloven Helm is destroyed. Let's say that. You would be able to special summon Fragile Armor in defense, activate Stained Greaves effect, special summon it in defense, and then activate Fog Blade on the one monster that your opponent hasn't attacked yet. Target it, and it can't attack. So your opponent would have no choice but to just send pass, which would then allow you to go into your rank 4 plays again. So with this deck, there are so many ways. Excuse me. There are multiple ways that you can go into your rank 4 plays just with a single card. That would be Cloven Helm, special summon Fragile Armor, special summon Stained Greaves. Stained Greaves becomes level 4. Boom. Raiders Knight, Redoer, Dark Rebellion. Easy. Next up, we have the 1 copy of Phantom Knights of Ragged Gloves. This is actually kind of a good one, actually. It's sort of good, but it's sort of not. If that makes sense. Its effect reads: a Dark Xyz monster that was summoned using this card on the field as material gains this effect. If it is Xyz summoned, it gains 1,000 attack. You can banish the card from your grave and send 1 Phantom Knights card from your deck to the grave. Send 1 Phantom Knights card from your deck to the grave. You can only use each effect once per turn. So basically, what's cool about this is that it acts as sort of like a Foolish Burial, where if you have, let's say Cloven Helm. You get to banish the card from your grave and add Fog Blade to your hand. It's just that simple. There's really the cards itself are pretty self-explanatory because the deck is almost simple enough to basically have an idea of what kind of some of the plays you can make. So that's why I'm just like mind blown with how crazy this deck is. But next up, we have 2 copies of the Phantom Knights of Ancient Cloak. I know some people might roast me in the comments saying that this card is better at 3, but the reason why I put this at 2, it's because of the fact it's because of 2 reasons. One is that I didn't have enough room in the main deck to put this in, but the second reason is that it has a sort of like a step. It has a sort of like a drawback, if you will. So I'll read its effect to you guys. If this card is in attack position, you can target 1 dark monster on the field, change the card to defense position, and if you do, that monster gains 800 attack and defense until the end of your opponent's turn. You can banish the card from your grave, add 1 the Phantom Knights card from your deck to your hand except this card, and you can only use each effect once per turn. So it's sort of like has a 0 gravity effect, but it also has a has the effect where pretty much any of your monsters, any one monster that you have gains 800 attack. So the big drawback here is the last effect, meaning one thing. Ash Blossom. Ash Blossom will come into play. If you don't have a call by in your main deck, like I do, then the effect of Ancient Cloak is not going to come out. It's not going to trigger, and you're not going to be able to further your plays as you want to. So your best bet would just be send pass, easy. So, but Ancient Cloak is still pretty decent. You're able to again further extend the plays by just a little bit. But the The only other downside to it is the fact that if you were to bring this to a competitive tournament, the time could very may well come into play, but so you got to be careful with that. You got to be careful. Next up, we have 3 copies of the Phantom Knights of Torn Scales. This is actually one of the main, like, combo starters, I would say, of the whole deck. So its effect reads, you can discard 1 card, send 1 the Phantom Knights card from your deck to the grave, except this card. If another Phantom Knights card in your grave is banished, while this card is in your grave, you can special summon this card, but banish it when it leaves the field. How do you and it's obviously, and the effects are once per turn. How do you bypass the banishing effect? Simple. You use the monster as exchange material to go into your break sword. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. It's just that simple. So this is again one of the two main combo starters you need in the deck, other than Kagemusha Knight, because if you have Kagemusha Knight on board, you can trigger its effect. You know, special summon. I'll say a Torn Scale is another possibility, and you basically get to overlay them into Break Sword, and you essentially have a 2000 beat stick on board, which is insane. And then to round up the Phantom Knight package, we have the Phantom Knights. We have 3 copies of the Phantom Knights of Silent Boots. Probably one of the best, like, combo extenders of the whole deck, because pretty much all these Phantom Knight cards are all extenders for Kagemusha Knight, which is insane. So its effect reads: if you control a Phantom Knight monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can only special summon this card once per turn this way. You can banish the card from your grave, add 1 Phantom Knight spell or trap from your deck to your hand. You can only use this effect once per turn. So what's cool about this is that you can go normal summon the Kagemusha Knight, go into the Cloven Helm, and then special summon the Silent Boots, and then if you have I'll say if you have I'll say Shade Brigandine face down, you flip it, summon it to your board, and then you can just link off. You can link off the Shade Brigandine and the Silent Boots into a Rusty Bardiche, a Phoenix, or a Cerberus, if you will, which will then allow you to trigger Silent Boots' effect to search out your Fogblade, which is quite the combo to say the very least. And then the other 2 monsters, you can go into you can go into another Link monster if you want, or as another, like, play you can make you can go Silent Boots, Cloven Helm into any of your Link 2s, and then Kagemusha Knight and Torn Scales into the Break Sword, and you easily have like a mini board, if you will, just with that alone. Excuse me. And speaking of Kagemusha Knight, we have 3 copies of Kagemusha Knight. This is basically the combo starter. Simple. When you normal summon this card, you can summon a level 3. So basically, what's cool about this is that this is basically yet another extender. So if you were to normal summon, let's say, Ragged Gloves as a example, you can summon Kagemusha Knight from your hand right off the bat. It is true that it can't be used as synchro, but I've got ways to bring out the synchro. So this deck is just absolutely insane. And then for the hand traps, we got the 2 Effect Veiler, the 2 Ash Blossom, and the 2 Ghost Bell. Veiler focuses on basically, well, monster effects. Ash Blossom focuses on the deck. Ghost Spell focuses on the graveyard, and then we have the world's smallest danger package. We got the one Jackalope and the one Tsuchinoko. I think I might take them out because the danger package in this deck is not that good. So I might take it out, you know, at some point in the future. But that's the monster lineup. 25 monsters, quite the lineup. For the spells, there are only 5 in the deck, and they are all one-ofs. We got the one Reinforcement of the Army, the one Monster Reborn, the one Called By, the one Feather Duster, and then the one Phantom Knight's Rank Up Magic Launch. The Rhoda. Sorry guys, I thought I was about to sneeze. Anyway, the one Rhoda pretty much just searches out any of your warriors to your hand. Monster Reborn is Monster Reborn. Not much else to say about that. Called By is here as a way to stop your opponent from stopping your plays, and Called By is just a house. Why this is at 1? I've got no clue. I guess Konami loves hand traps. For some reason. And then the Feather Duster is just basically back row removal. Not much else to say about that. And then the Phantom Knight's Rank Up Magic Launch is mainly in here because I've got the Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon. It'll to help me go into the Dark Requiem Xyz Dragon, which is pretty cool. But I'll explain those two once we get into the extra deck. But moving on into the traps, there are 10 of them. We've got the 2 Waking the Dragon as a way to go into the 2 synchros that are in this deck. We got the 2 Shade Brigandine as a way to help go into your link plays or even your rank 4 plays if you wanted to. We got the 1 Phantom Knight's Wing. This card is actually not too bad. In this deck, its effect reads: target a face-up monster on the field. It gains 500 attack. Also, the first time that target would be destroyed by battle or card effect this turn, it is not destroyed. You can banish the card from your grave and target a Phantom Knight's monster in your grave, special summon it, but banish him when it leaves the field. So not only is this a protection for your Phantom Knights, but it also acts as a sort of like a second Monster Reborn for the whole deck, which is really cool. But not only that, there was another one here that acted as a Monster Reborn. I believe it was I'm trying to remember which one it was. I think it was I think it was just those two. So yeah, Phantom Knight's Wing is mainly here as like a second Monster Reborn, which is really cool. And then of course we got the 3 Fogblade. Not much else to say about this card. This card is just a house, honestly. And then we got the 1 Phantom Knight's Sword. This is a very interesting card to say the very least. It says activate this card by targeting a face-up monster on the field. It gains 800 attack. Also, if that monster would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can destroy this card instead. When it leaves the field, destroy this card. You can banish this card from your grave and target a Phantom Knight's monster in your grave and special summon it, but banish it when it leaves the field. So this is basically yet the other. So this was the other one that I was talking about, where it acts as a Monster Reborn, which is really cool. And then we got the 1 Solemn Warning, just in case if in case if you don't want anybody fucking up your plays, plain and simple. Moving on into the extra deck, I'm going to be going from Links to Synchro because I wanted to showcase to you guys what the 2 Waking the Dragon targets are and how broken they are. So first up, we have the Nightmare package. We got the 1 Cerberus, the 1 Phoenix, and the 1 Unicorn. Cerberus is in here as a way to target pretty much any problematic monsters that your opponent has on board, and just clear it easily. Phoenix focuses on the back row, which is really cool, and then Unicorn just sets your opponent back a turn by shuffling by shuffling one of the cards from their field into their deck. And what's interesting about Unicorn is that it has a very interesting effect. So its effect reads: if this card is linked summoned, you could discard one card and target a card on the field and shuffle it into the deck. Then, if this card was co-linked when this effect was activated, you could draw one card. You can only use this effect once per turn. While any co-linked Nightmare monsters are on the field, for your normal draw in your draw phase, draw one card for each different card name among the co-linked Nightmare monsters instead of drawing just one. So it's a way to basically just draw three. If you're able to make if you're able to make these three, that's three cards drawn to your hand, which is really cool, which is just really good. Helps you further your plays, and the best part is that you can just link them off into an access code talker, which would then give you even more board wipes on board just with the access code alone, which I am running in this deck. Obviously, if you don't have access to access code talker, no pun intended, some of the more some of the more budget friendly cards that they could run would be Raster Liger, Boral Sword Dragon, Borlo Dragon would be another really good one. Avermax would be another one as well. But you're mainly but the best recommendation for a deck like this is definitely the access code. And then we got the Phantom Knights of Rusty Bardiche as another as a way to help go into your Phantom Knights spells and traps, which is just absolutely insane. Excuse me. Now for the Xyz monsters that are in the extra deck, we got the 2 Break Sword. This card is just a house. This card can. With this card, if it's sent to the graveyard, you can basically target any 2 Phantom Knights monsters with the same name, summon them, and then their levels increase by 1, which will then help you go into one of the 3 rank 4s that are in this deck: the Raider's Knight, the Redoer, and the Dark Rebellion. So Raider's Knight helps you go into the Arc Rebellion Xyz Dragon. Time Thief Redoer is like a way to stop your opponent from getting just going off. If you're able to make Redoer, you essentially just win, because you can have a good amount of materials on Redoer to help go into Zeus. Yes, I am running Zeus in this deck. Funny enough. And then the Dark Rebellion summons Dark Requiem, which Dark Requiem has a much more better effect than Dark Rebellion. So its effect reads: if this card has Dark Rebellion and Xyz Dragon as material, it gains these effects. Once per turn, you can detach material from this card, and then target a face-up monster your opponent controls, change its attack to 0, and if you do, this card gains attack equal to that monster's original attack. When your opponent activates a monster effect as a quick effect, you can detach a material from this card, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it. Then you can special summon one Xyz monster from your graveyard. So basically, not only does this card have the effects have a much more better effect than Dark Rebellion, but it also has a built-in Solemn Judgment and a built-in Monsters Reborn, which is just really, really good. And then of course the 1 Arc Rebellion and the 1 Zeus. Not much else to say about them. And the 2 Waking the Dragon targets are the 2 Syncers that I have in this deck. We've got the 1 Ally of Justice Decisive Armor. This card is a house. Being able to stick a 3300 beat stick on board and be able to just wipe out, wipe out back row, being able to just send cards from your opponent's hand to their graveyard is absolutely insane. And then the one Dragosaitos Corrupted Nether Soul Dragon discard is insane. If you're able to get him on board off of Awaken the Dragon, that's going to be a problem for your opponent. Not much else to say about that. Moving on into the side deck, this is just my preference anyway. I kind of built the side deck based on the last build that I had. So we've got the 2 copies of Nibiru the Primal Being as like a really nice board wipe, which is really cool. We got the 2 Ghost Ogre to conjoin with the 2 Veiler, the 2 Ash, and the 2 Bell. We got the 1 Cyber Dragon Infinity as yet another Waking the Dragon target. We got and then of course for the links we got the 1 Appaloosa and the 1 Decode target as having more negation, if you will, which is really cool. For the spells, there are only 2, and it's the 2 Forbidden Droplet. Droplet is just insane. Stupid broken, not much else to say about that. And then for the traps, we got the 2 Infinite Impermanence. We got the 3rd Waking the Dragon for the Cyber Infinity. We got the 2 copies of Zing Zing Hu as yet sort of like a board wipe, but it's more of a floodgate for your opponent's back row. So you guys know what this card does. Activate by selecting 2 spell or traps on the field. The selected cards cannot be activated. So your opponent, if they set 2 back row during their end phase, you activate Zing Zang Hu, target the 2 back row, and they're done. It's essentially GG. Essentially GG. And then we got the 2nd Solemn Warning in case if I'll say the danger package ends up becoming becoming bricks. You can side them out. You can side them out and side in. I'll say the 2nd warning and a droplet or the warning and a Ghost Ogre or Ghost Ogre and a Nibiru or whatever. So all in all, the deck is just an absolute house. There's really not much else to say about the deck. I will admit, the deck is a lot more versatile and a lot more better than I had originally expected. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the deck profile. If you guys did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys want to see more deck profiles in the future, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you guys don't miss out on any new content that comes your way. And as always, make sure you guys follow me on Twitter and on Instagram. All the links will be in the description below. And if you guys have any fan mail that you guys want to send me and you guys want me to open it up on the channel, all the info will be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.